And the whole thing, in my estimation, as a relationship expert in this space for 10 years, was violent. It was an act of violence against her and all the women around the world who can relate to her.
A dose of reality, you don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them.
He said you don't know these men, you don't know where to get them, and you don't know where to find them. A six-figure man is average. Let's start there. A six-figure man is average. A six-figure woman is average. That should be standard. And I think that's why this video pissed me off so bad. He said, you don't know where to find them outside of your family. This is basic and it's standard and it's entry level. Let's normalize black people earning six figures. In the white community, that's every day. Every day. Grocery stores, soccer games. The white kids' parents are earning six figures every single day. So why is it such a random act if a black person is worth six figures? That's one thing.
But I wanted to focus on Kevin Samuels because there are so many men on YouTube like him that are driven by their egotistical, misogynistic mentality that, in my opinion, is poisoning a community of men. But when it comes to Kevin Samuels, based off of my research, based off of what I've heard, it could be gossip, it could be true. But I feel like the reason why he focuses so much on face value and materialism is because he's insecure.
It's number one. I don't know how else to say this to y'all. So I'm just gonna keep it real, Dr. Aisha style. Just because a person has a podium, a pulpit, a platform, a podcast, and a penis does not mean that they are an expert in dating or relationships or marriage for that reason. I know that was a pearl clutching moment. Let me clutch mine for you. But I have no other way to tell you except to tell you the truth. The reality is this industry is not regulated, that there is no board overseeing whether or not you are treating people with compassion, if you're speaking to them well. There's no professional overarching way to come in and say, hey, that's malpractice, don't do that. And so anyone with the idea or the audacity to do so can start a whole dating service business. It's easy and it happens all the time.
Just because a man has money doesn't mean he's confident, doesn't mean he's secure in himself. Now, I don't know what this man's bank account looks like, but he really tends to operate from an egotistical standpoint, which I'm just not here for. I would never date a man like Kevin Samuels because he reeks of insecurities. And the reason why I say that is because, again, he places a lot of things on face value, materialism, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact that he has had 2 to 3 failed marriages, if I'm correct. I'm not really sure, but again, those are rumors, so I can only say allegedly he has 2 to 3 failed marriages. So again, what Kevin Samuels said was true, and he was speaking facts according to men who place their self-identity and value on image and perception, meaning a man who is insecure and puts a lot of emphasis on his image and his perception. That is where he places his value, which makes him egotistical. And this is why he has the mentality that is so far stretched when we speak on misogyny. So, of course, it makes total sense to me because this is a man that claims to be an image consultant.
You basically allowed this man to tell you what you are. You clearly had no confidence, because if you had confidence, how you see, I almost said the M word. How you let a man tell you rate yourself and you can't say nothing over a 7? And then your response is, okay, well then I'm a 5, a 6 when I put on my makeup. What? Like, men are going to do what you allow them to do. If a man tells you you're not above a 7, and you say, okay, well then I'm a 6, he's gonna ride off that. Okay, you're average. Okay, you're this. Okay, you're that. You basically said you agreed with him. So he's gonna keep going with that. If she would have said nope, I feel like I'm a 10, or I feel like I'm a 9, or I feel like I'm close, or I feel like, okay, I might have a 13-year-old, but I have one baby father. It's girls running around here with 3 baby fathers, 3 kids. It's women around here who's, I have 1 kid and I learned my lesson and I sat the fuck down. Like, you feel me?
And he also said that because she was a single mother, right? And she had a 13-year-old son, I think her son is 13, that these were the type of women that men who make 6 figures aren't looking for. Now, from my experience, I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. I have a 20-year-old and I have a 2-year-old. And fortunately for me, I have no problem getting a man. I have no problem with men being attracted to me. There are plenty of men who are attracted to me, still to this day. So when other men try to degrade me as a single mother, it's weird to me, because there's plenty of men that's not even paying attention to the fact that I'm a single mother and they want to kick it with me anyway. You understand? So maybe for me, it's how I look physically. Maybe physically, I'm not a 5. To me, listen, I look in the mirror, I see an 8. I put on some eyelashes and a wig, I'm a 10. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a sexy woman to me, and only I get to determine my value. Now,
They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas.
He said 6-figure earners, aka people who earn $100,000. He said they don't want 35-year-old baby mamas. This lady has 1 child and she's 35. 1 child, the child is 13. Okay, he acts as if she has 9 kids in diapers. And if you do, hell, you probably still find the man you're looking for, but just keep going.
Yeah, we watched a little bit of it this morning, and this interview hurt my soul. It made me feel so bad for this young lady. Like, I felt like this relationship therapist really, or is he a coach, or what is he? I don't know what he is, but I felt like
he's a consultant.
A consultant. I felt like he spoke to her with such contempt. He was very demoralizing to her. I felt that he was extremely demeaning to her. What he said made sense, but it was the way he delivered the message. And I kept thinking, oh my God, I feel so sorry for her. I almost felt like she could have been like traumatized by some of the things he was saying to her. I mean, he asked her questions that were extremely superficial. He was asking her questions about what she looked like. He asked her questions about her dress size. How is your dress size even important with finding a good man or finding a relationship? It's her self-love. I would have, if I was interviewing her and I asked her, how do you think you look? And she said a 5 or a 6. I would have spent my time focusing on how she feels about herself. What is it that you feel like you're a 5 or a 6? Because I saw a beautiful woman, personally.
Dress size.
Then he goes into her dress size. Like, you're just so shallow. And I get it. Guys go for looks first. I get it. Guys go for looks. Guys go for looks. Guys go for looks. So I've seen guys go for girls who don't have the most pretty face. And I'm not saying she doesn't, but I'm saying I've seen guys who go with girls who don't have pretty faces and the bodies be bomb. Or I see guys who go with girls where the face is bomb and the body is like, okay. So it just seems like he was set to just tear her apart, or he was set to just be 1000% shallow. And he's acting like she's asking for an astronaut. Like, she didn't say, I want to date the first Black doctor who performed open heart surgery on planet fucking Pluto. Like, she literally said, I want a 6-figure earner. 6 figures is $100,000. She said, I want someone who can earn $277 a day. That's all she said. That's the bare minimum. And if we stop acting like Black people make six figures is foreign, then we all be like, oh, okay, yeah, so you just want a standard man. Like, that should be freaking standard. Listen, the guys I talk to make millions. So for her to say someone that makes $277 a day, I don't see why it was such a problem. Why did you have to tear her self-esteem down because she wants someone who makes the bare minimum? And for those people who message me about this saying, well, average